Hey, what is up, guys? It's AJ Brick Reviews here, and today is my first official vlog. It's August 4th, 2022, and we'll be heading to Brickfair, Virginia for tomorrow, the August 5th. I'm only going to Brickfair for Saturday, but I will be there from 10 to 5 and record as much vlog content as possible. But right now, we're at my house, and what you're looking at is all the sets I've bought since March, but I haven't built yet. As you can see, or as you can tell, I've been taking a long hiatus. I haven't uploaded since March. I've still been buying Lego, I just haven't built any. As you can see here, we have a lot of sets I gotta build. Not all these will get reviewed, but some of them will. You know, I have City, Speed Champions, Minecraft, and a bunch of other miscellaneous themes. So yeah, I'm just gonna let you guys know I'm gonna try to start uploading again. And, you know, seeing all the support from all the comments and stuff, just from the past 2 years, actually, you know, it just gives me motivation to start uploading again. Definitely will be trying to review as much as I can, old sets and new sets. But yeah, definitely gonna record a bunch of Brickfair Virginia content. Hopefully, I can meet some of my favorite content creators. And yeah, next time you guys will see me is in Brickfair, Virginia. It is currently around 8:45, and today is August 6th. I did get my days mixed up when I recorded the other part. Today's the 6th, and yesterday was the 5th, not the 4th and the 5th. But right now we're about to go to Target, and we're going to see what they got. I didn't record in Target, but it wasn't really the best. They did have Lego on. They didn't really have that much Lego on the shelves, but they did have a bunch of. They did have new stuff on the shelves. The only Star Wars set they had was the ATST, the 4+ set. But yeah, other than that, nothing really. I didn't buy any Lego. I'm about to go get some Chick-fil-A, then head back to the hotel. Then we're gonna head over to Brickfair. So this is gonna be a voiceover of everything that happened at Brickfair, Virginia. I'm gonna show you guys around and some of my favorite mocks and everything. So my bad if the cinematography isn't the best, 'cause it's just me recording with my tripod, but I started off right near the front. There was a little space area, so I went over there, and we have these large space. There was a bunch of large like space vehicles and dioramas, you know, mocks. I guess you could say generalize all of it, but yeah, first one here is really cool. Took in inspiration from the Mars subline. Then you had Classic Space, and then Space Conquest. Then I believe I made my way over to the military section. You have a bunch of military vehicles over here, you know, futuristic and past stuff from past wars. So yeah, over here you had a bunch of mocks of different battles and stuff, which I really like. Just mocks of battles and stuff like military and Star Wars. But yeah, there's a lot going on in this one. A lot of battles, a lot of figures, a lot of explosions, vehicles, all that fun stuff. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. Then we also have another diorama over here. That one was probably one of my favorites because I like the futuristic or like modern day mock battles, I guess. Bunch of vehicles in this area. I love the military vehicles. There's a person that made that fighter jet right there. Believe the D-Day mock right there, and then there was two tanks to the left, and a bunch of other small little mocks of different battle seasons and stuff. Yeah, I just love the details that goes into a lot of the military vehicles, and such as this military ship right here. This thing was at least 5, 6 feet long. Looks way bigger in person. A lot of these mocks look way bigger in person. But yeah, this thing had a lot of just bricks, and it was just huge, you know. You know, a few more battleships, a few more planes, tanks, and helicopters, and all that fun stuff. You know, next time I try to get a cinematographer or someone just record me, so it can be easier, so I won't be walking around with it. Um, what else do we have here? Okay, so over here is probably one of my favorites. But yeah, he had a bunch of this table had a bunch of planes and stuff, so part of military. Tanks and boats. This plane right here that's about to be shown is probably one of my favorite vehicles. Top five for sure. This thing was huge. The wingspan of it was huge. I believe it was a B-52. I believe I zoom in on the person's credentials and like YouTube, Instagram, and that stuff. So yeah, go check them out because that aircraft was just amazing to see. All that work getting put into it, all the custom bricks and stuff. Seeing it on display at a show like this is pretty cool. Over here, I believe, was again more space stuff. Yeah, space, military, all they were kind of like right next to each other. And Star Wars was also nearby too, which we'll get to in a little bit. Yeah, a bunch of classic space dioramas or mocks. Then over here, you had this large building, and this thing spiraled up and then had a large, like pointy tip top thing. I don't know what the architectural name is for that, but that thing was amazing because just like getting the curves and stuff with all the bricks, just amazing. But you're also gonna hear me say a lot of that. Over here, you had a unofficial release set of Citron, which was supposed to be a theme release in the 90s, which was kind of like the other like Blacktron and stuff like that, but for underwater. You can see an official unreleased, not the only official unreleased display shown here at Brickfair, Virginia. Um, Again, very cool to learn about stuff like that. And over here was the Apollo tribute, and it showed all the capsules and rockets and all that stuff that went into the Apollo missions that sent people to the moon. You learn a lot of stuff about Lego's history, and just real life in general, which with the mocks based off stuff in real life. But yeah, you do learn about a lot about Lego's history because I didn't even know Citron was a planned theme or whatever until Brick Fair. Over here was Star Wars. So I believe that's Andor or the wherever the battle took place on the last part of Rogue One. Most of the cantina, a few more mocks. I kind of go around different areas, so I believe I'm in Star Wars for a little bit. Then I go over to this mock right here. This thing was a pirate like bay with a town and a fortress and all that stuff. This thing was amazing. This thing in person probably like 10 feet by 20 feet or 20 feet by 10 feet. Had three huge ships, I believe. Then this large fortress in the center, which had a lot of detail on it. Then you had this little town over here, and you had all your soldiers and pirates. And then the thing I love about most all the foliage and the trees and all that details on all that stuff. But yeah, this thing was probably one of my favorites. You can also hear me say that a lot because all these mocks just had so much detail put into them, and yeah, it was just again amazing. So, yeah. So over here, there was Ryan with the black backpack and the white shoes and the black shorts. He was talking to a bunch of people. He did some of my battle pack. Over here is the miscellaneous stuff. I'm gonna try to stop saying I'm just like freestyling this. But damn, I just said it again. But yeah, over here we had a bunch of miscellaneous mocks, and I did get my battle pack signed by him. If you saw my haul video, I don't know if that's gonna be out before or after this video is released. But yeah, over here you have the large city, the green tower, and then the red tower in the back. Those things you could see from like a mile away. It seemed like I was on the other side of the Doles Expo Center, which is huge, and you could see those two buildings. You had a little Tron mock. I've never seen any of the two movies, but that mock looked really nice. He had some trains running around this little city over here. And I believe the next area I went to was, I believe, back to Star Wars. Because this area was miscellaneous and you had some, yeah, I'm going to Star Wars right now. And then you had the large blaster you can see right there. This thing was amazing. Like, this thing was just, it was long and it was like realistically, it was like a life-size Lego blaster, which is really cool. Here's our second unreleased set. This was the Yavin 4 base that Ryan from M&R Productions, as you saw earlier, actually reviewed. He got the parts and built that, so I recommend checking out that video. But it was really cool to see something like that in person. Over here we had Kashyyyk, but back on the Yavin 4, it's just really cool to learn about unreleased stuff that was meant to be released but never did, and just seeing all that stuff in person. Definitely love this Kashyyyk mock. I like that little Geonosian fighter rolling around on a little train track. That was pretty funny. Um, as we move over to, I believe more Star Wars stuff. A lot of Kashyyyk mocks, but I can never get tired of them. I really like them. You had this really large ATAP and this large tree, which were really cool and unique. And then you had all your Wookiees and all your droids and your spider droids, and I believe that was the droid tank. Um, I believe that's what it's called. It was in episode 3. I'm probably butchering the name. More Star Wars mocks. Another Clone Wars battle, I believe. I'm not sure if it was based on Clone Wars or just something randomly custom. So yeah, we had that. Then we had another Kashyyyk mock. I like them using the stuff from the sets because it shows that for a mock, you don't have to create everything custom. It can be some stuff from sets, such as the Clone Turbo Tank and the ATAP. You had like those corners right there with the tree and some more foliage. Then you had the large Duplo Star Destroyer. This is probably one of the funniest things. Then you had the I didn't even notice this till now, but you had the Tantive 4 on the bottom. You had a little 501st base over here, some more mocks. A lot of Star Wars stuff was really cool, pretty cool, really cool. Same thing. Some more TIE fighters. Then over here was all the Technic and like the moving stuff. I'm just gonna call it the moving mocks. Yeah, these things I could go on for days about how cool this stuff is because I'm not into any like the Mindstorm stuff, but this stuff looks really cool and just more Technic stuff. Technic builds. You had this prosthetic arm. You had this New Jersey Metro bus is also one of my favorite vehicles, along with that B-52. I believe that was that plane that we looked at earlier. A bunch of vehicles, and the second to last one was my favorite. It was the Mercedes-Benz 6x6, I believe is what it's called. Um, that one right there, next to the in between the sports car and the hot rod. That thing was really cool to see. My favorite looking, probably out of all of them. We did have more small Technic builds here, and over here was this Chevrolet engine powered by a computer from the 80s, or a replica of an 80s computer. And this thing was really cool. It had this black box right there next to that little picture with the Facebook logo explaining everything. And this probably had to be the best, most interesting, cool thing I've ever seen at a Brick Fair just in general. You had the computer there with all the code, and it was running those numbers, and you can see the circuit board right there, and that was making the machine, the Chevrolet engine, move. So that was just awesome to see. I had told the guy it was like one of my favorite, most cool mocks, interesting and unique I've ever seen. Um, so yeah, I believe I was on that for a little bit, and then there were some more moving mocks. I would call them that. So you had this ski guy, and then you had another guy walking on a ostrich, which was really cool. Yeah, more moving mocks here. So yeah, that is the first part. The next video, I took multiple videos, so after looking at some of the mocks, I decided to go over to the um, the vendor area, and I stopped by and saw this Pokemon mosaic, which looked really cool. He had Bulbasaur, Pikachu, Charmander, and Squirtle there. And then here is the vendor area. I didn't really get that much recording of it. Yeah, Atlanta Brick Co. had a stand right there. There's Ryan rocking right in front of me with the backpack on. He had there were a bunch of vendors. I didn't really record much in here because I was more focused on trying to buy some Legos. But yeah, you also had Brick Tactical, just a bunch of stores selling new, old, just a lot of Lego, you know. Well, I mean, it is Brick Fair. Then, as we move over here, we have this Brick Fair Derby area, which I'm going to show in a second. This looks like a lot of fun for kids. Definitely to race some cars and do all that stuff. Um, so yeah, that was pretty much the vendor area. So I wish I recorded more, but yeah, now let's look at some more mocks. So the next area had some of my favorite mocks, arguably. It was a bunch of city dioramas. You see this really long coastal city here, which was awesome. I saw a lot of sets, new, old. Right there's a cafe or cinema corner set for 2013. Next mock over here was a castle, or it was a city, and then there was a castle or cemetery looking thing around it. A lot of train tracks, a lot of builds, very cool. Here's another area with a bunch of stuff, and I also like the city mocks that have a lot of stuff going on, like that one right there, alien invasion looking thing going on there. Um, so yeah, and then we had some more builds. Those buildings in the back I'm about to get to, but yeah, yeah, the trains running, and I don't know, something about just city mocks and just amazed me a lot. Maybe because I like city theme. Yeah, trains, and even more trains right there. We have a big train yard, and that leads us to another large group of buildings. I have a little factory right there. These things again are pretty tall, not as tall as the other ones we saw earlier, but they were really tall. You had train track running around and a bunch of just cars and vehicles. Again, just these city builds, man. I don't know, some about them. Again, trains, and even more trains. Had 2009 camper right there. Toys R Us truck from 2012, I believe. I know my city. And again, we had a bunch more stuff, looking like a little amusement park over there. Um, so yeah, and then I decided to move back around the way I came from. And yeah, it was pretty hard to record without someone else helping me record. We had this giant pirate ship, which was really cool. I liked all the details, especially on the top with all the strings or whatever those things are connecting each of the top parts of the boat. I'm not a boat guy, so I don't know what those are. The stern. We had Roman Colosseum. We had the Avengers Tower. These were more miscellaneous mocks. We had, I believe, some Vikings, and then there was some Vikings, and then I went over here. Yeah, another amusement park. Very cool, like that custom roller coaster. Some Harry Potter builds, some Technic builds, a war mock with some tanks moving through a forest. Then we had these large boats over here, which were really cool. Then we had another really long boat, like a cruise ship. Then we had one of my favorite mocks over here, which was an airport. Then we had this little ocean right here. Then next to it, we had probably arguably my favorite mock. We had the airport that had the 7734 cargo plane from 2008, a mocked up version of the 2006 plane right there, the blue and white one. You can tell it was a bit longer than usual between the wings and then the nose. Then you had just a bunch of planes. Or most of these were sets, like the red and white passenger plane right there, and then a lot of the air show jets from the sets that they released from like City and Creator. Had 2016 plane right there, the 2016 VIB plane, and then the 2006 red and white plane on the other side. I believe over here was great ball contraptions. These things were just amazing. Just seeing all of this stuff run on motors. Um, just getting, you know what I'm saying, something so small that can just, get carried throughout a long way. But we're gonna get back to the little city area. I had a smaller city over here, more trains, and yeah, so there was just a lot of city stuff in this area. Back to the great ball contraption though. This part right here was probably one of my favorites. Just all the wheels moving the balls up and then down. Um, had a bunch of more little contraptions. I made up this one big contraption. Yeah, we had a whole Ferris wheel. Then there is some people from Beyond the Brick you'll see coming up here, right there. They were interviewing somebody, and I didn't even realize that at first until I was like looking up close. You had this tall tower right here. Yeah, I didn't realize around like right here that was actually them. I was like, wait, that's Beyond the Brick. But yeah, you had a bunch of more great ball contraptions, little builds for it. I like a lot of the rotating stuff, and which led to this tall tower, which led to them getting carried, I guess, by all these contraptions. Again, these things just are. I don't know. I have no words. Like, look at that. Look at that gray and red and gray tower. Like, how is that? How is that like even possible? Like, I know dang well I couldn't do any of this. Yeah, I'm more of a city guy, not any Greek ball contraptions. Bunch of Bionicle stuff over here. I wasn't really in this area walking around because I'm not really into Bionicle. This is a personal thing. And then we went back over to the Great Ball contraptions. You can see the start of it over here. I believe was this little robot right there, a little robot bulldozer they called it, and it was operated by remote control as seen by that person operating it right there using her controls, and it would push the balls into a little area which then would get carried. This build right here, oh my gosh, this thing was I don't even know how to explain it, but the Jedi Temple, this thing was huge. You had the 501st walking into it. But yeah, this thing was probably one of the best Star Wars mocks. And then you had a bunch of other Clone Wars era builds. Some of them I can't really name. The only one I can really name is probably Kashyyyk. You had Star Destroyer, some other builds. You had a giant clone turbo tank you can see right there. Yeah, this thing again was massive. A lot of stuff in person is just so huge. And then yeah, again on Kashyyyk, this thing didn't have any tree builds, but that clone turbo tank was just so big. You had Palpatine's shuttle right there that I glimpsed over. You had another clone turbo tank right here. That's probably one of my favorite vehicles from Star Wars, which is why I love seeing those giant builds. Um, let's see what else we got here. I was just kind of walking through trying to find some areas I wasn't seen before. It was really busy. I was around there from around 11 to 2, and in some clips you'll see later, it got really busy. You'll see we had a fire truck over here. We had a whole diorama with the fire station and some hospital trucks, some more small builds. Then we had this street right here, which had a bunch of stuff. We had a whole Amazon facility right here with some Amazon trucks. Those custom stickers are really cool in my opinion. Then next to the Amazon facility, we had a Walmart, and this thing even had a Subway inside of it. You can see that little green build right there, and a pickup station inside of it. I used to work at Walmart, so seeing this was really cool. Had an outdoor living section too, and then some semis, which I'll show in detail in a little bit. But you had all the aisles. You even had like the TVs and all that stuff. Um, then I move around here, you can see the Walmart trucks more in depth. Again, there was a lot of people, so I wasn't trying to just push everyone out the way, you know. Yeah, some Walmart trucks. Then they had this one street diorama which had a bunch of brand name stuff like 7-Eleven. It had, I believe, a Dunkin'. Yep, had a Dunkin', and it had some other stuff. Um, Even had some custom made stores like that one right there, for example, I believe. Unless I just can't see the logo because I'm kind of blind. Yeah, another diorama right here. I love that hospital right there. That thing was just amazing. It was like the 2018 hospital on steroids. And highways, which you don't really see highways in Lego. So seeing this highway with the whole light rail on side of it, with the light rail like tram on the side of it was really cool. Another diorama involving fire stuff. Then we move over here. We have a bunch of mocks with cars and with these little backgrounds with them. These things are really cool. Had the year and everything behind them. You had some classic cars, newer cars, older cars. You know, from any and every decade. So yeah, seeing that was just really cool. Um, and then you had some other car mocks rotating on these little turntables, which is really cool to see. Then over here we had another amusement park which is running on a lot of Technic motor stuff. I don't know what the exact name for those little motors that come in like the trains and stuff are called, but I'm just calling them Technic motors. Um, yeah, you had a train. You even had like the little spider um, roundabout little thing. Uh, I'm not really good with amusement park names and stuff like that. Then you had the other part of the Great Ball Contraption. Again, this thing is massive. Yeah, that's how wide it was. That was around this giant table. It was just all of that. So that was pretty cool. Then we head over here. We have some Harry Potter stuff. I'm not into Harry Potter, but this thing looked massive and a lot of detail was put into it. So, I'm gonna look at it and be really intrigued by it because it is such a massive, huge build, which is something you probably heard me say like 20 times already. This voiceover. He had this large house right here. I forgot what was it. Who was it after? Um, you can see right there. Actually, it was a Merchant Marine house. You could pause it and read more of the details. But yeah, that thing was huge. I need to find another. I need to pop into a thesaurus and find another thing, another word for huge, humongous actually. But we had a um, Brick Army Customs or Brick Arms. I mean Brickmania. They had their little pop up here. A lot of Ukrainian stuff honoring or donating to Ukraine. The plane build up here, the Antonov 225. The thing was humongous. It was $12.75 though, so I wasn't for sure was not buying it. But if I did have the money, I would. That thing just has so much detail on it, and you never see a plane that big, or that big get put into a Lego build, because it's just huge. So yeah, and then I saw some more brick arm stuff. I make my way back over here, um, behind the brick arm station. They did have a little show going on involving kids playing with some Lego bricks. Some more city dioramas right there. You had that kid that built this train, mock, I believe. So, yeah, props to him. Then you had another city diorama with some name brand stuff like the Dunkin' and Baskin Robbins. And you had some really cool looking fire trucks. Then you had the little farm mock. I really like this one because you don't really see farm mocks like that. Then you had this huge hockey stadium. This thing was humongous, I guess. I must say that word 20 times now. But yeah, I'm not into hockey, but that stadium just had a lot of detail into it and really intrigued me. This city over here looks like it was under attack. There was just a lot of stuff going on here. You had, it looks like the Guardians of the Galaxy ship and a tank and just chaos everywhere. See a whole battle scene. You see Spider-Man, the Scooby-Doo van. Um, yeah, that just had a lot going on for it. You had a QR code there you could scan. Again, there was that show. They got kids to play with some bricks and they did these challenges. I didn't really watch any of it because I was more walking around looking at mocks, but it seemed pretty fun for kids. Then you have this, I believe, looks supposed to be like a Disneyland or Disney World right there. You have the castle in the back, the train station in the front. You have a lot of the, there's these uh, custom built attractions. You have Galaxy's Edge over there. I believe this was supposed to be like their own take on it because there's see some stuff here that's not actually Disneyland, like the Mario stuff in the back, or um, Bricksburg. I believe that's the Apocalypse version. I'm not sure. I forgot the exact name of it, but yeah. Then we had another town over here with more trains and cars and planes and all that fun stuff. I do like train walks because you can really make it to whatever you want it to be, new, old, whatever. And train rolling around there. Then you had the world's smallest, I think, train. I believe it was called. It was the Tiny Town World's Smallest, I guess, locomotive or something. It was, you can pause the video, but yeah, it was really cool. Fire station we saw again from earlier. Some more builds that are from earlier. Then we make our way over. Where did I make my way over? I'm trying to remember here. Oh yeah, this large build right here. This thing was huge. I believe it's supposed to be not Vader's castle, but Kylo Ren's. I'm not sure if it was a castle or it was like his base or whatever, but yeah, this thing was massive. You could tell it took a lot of stuff, a lot of time to build it and everything. Um, you had a little TV playing some information stuff right there. You can see right there. Talking about it's from episode 8 or whenever. But yeah, so there was a Kylo Ren build. I'm not sure what it was, but again, it looked humongous, massive, big, all that stuff. So next part was definitely my favorite part, Brickfair, the whole thing. I was looking around at some more mocks of some ATTEs, some Clone Wars builds, you know what I'm saying? Um, and I'm walking around my iPhone in a little tripod holder, or a tripod for iPhone, I guess you could say. And this kid walks up to me, asks me if I'm a YouTuber. I'm like, yeah. Um, and then he asked for my YouTube, and then he subscribed for me. And yeah, it was just very cool to see someone walk up to me like that and ask for something like that. Um, you see right here. I don't know if he wanted his face shown or not, but yeah, I know. This is probably my favorite part of Brick Fair was just him walking up to me and then asking me if I had a YouTube and subscribing and all that stuff. Hopefully he's watching this video and shout out you, man. You made my day there at Brick Fair. Definitely highlight of the day. Um, so yeah, this definitely was definitely recommend going to Brick Fair. You know, a lot of nice people. There was him typing up my YouTube. He couldn't find it, so I typed it in, but yeah, it was just very cool to see somebody like that, you know, walk up to me and ask me for a YouTube. So again, hopefully he's watching this, and I do have a few more mocks to show you guys before I leave. But yeah, see, there's me subscribing, and yeah, so I think I do look at a few more mocks here. We have this large Star Wars one, and then we have another one where it's supposed to be Endor. You can see the clones or the stormtroopers right there. I believe there's some Wookiees in there too. Sorry, excuse me. So yeah, I end up going back to the military section and I look up more mocks over there. So now we're back in the military section. Here's some stuff that I didn't show you guys when I was over there. We had this large thing holding up all these airplanes and military vehicles, which is very cool. Then we had some more vehicles and looks like a battle scene over here. Again, I really like battle scenes, just seeing some action going on. You have an airplane getting pulled out of a hangar right there. And then another fighter jet. Then over here, I make my way over to another area because the area you see on the right was all vehicles we saw before. But yeah, I was just looking over here. I head over to Castle and some more pirate stuff because I actually skipped over that the first few videos. So I headed back over here so I can show you guys some more stuff. Over here we have this large pirate ship. I'm not sure what it's based off of. You could pause the thing, you could pause the video and see right there. Yeah, it's the U.S. Constitution. So that. And then you have this huge base over here of this water base, and you have some pirate stuff over here. I really like the blue color scheme, and then with the neon bricks, probably based off some maybe some Blacktron stuff, or maybe just using the parts for some of those old 90s neon colors. You had a castle right here, which is really cool, and there was a lot of people. I had to zoom in a lot because there was a lot of people in this area too. Had some Kingdom Knights right there. Then this other castle with all these rotating parts, I'm gonna get to in a second. There was a lot of people taking pictures of it, and for good reason, because this thing was massive. You had a lot of, and the details were probably the most I've seen in any mock at Brick Fair. So You have this boat getting tangled by a little octopus or a squid, giant squid. Then you have a little water well over there. Then you have a windmill up on the top, and then you have a rotating tower right there. And you have just a lot of stuff going on. Then moving over here, again it was pretty busy. Here's some more mocks over here of some random stuff. Didn't look at it long enough to know what it was. But over here we have this other tall tower, and the best thing part about I love about this is the bottom, with all like the golden stuff. You can see down there. And then the second best part about this was all like the detail you can see right here on the outside. And it took the person 500 hours to build, and that's what it said on the card. Definitely see this is 500 hours worth of work right here. It's massive. Then we make our way over to some more castle mocks. There's one that I went to that really intrigued me over a lot of the other ones I walked by. And it was this large fortress right here. It's like a little town inside this fortress. You can see right there. It was huge. It wasn't as big as some of the other mocks. But again, this thing was pretty big, and I do love large fortresses like that. How much you can fit inside something that small. And then I made my way over, and then I saw another smaller castle, but again, still a lot of detail. Some more village stuff, and then this large castle right here is the rotating tower, which was very awesome. You had a lot of stuff going on. A lot of unique, figures being used in the battle. Some of these were brick built, and some of them were actual figures. You have a little lightsaber battle going on down over there, I believe. A little Easter egg. So yeah, and then you had on the top here you had a dragon. Then I believe you had Dumbledore right there, flying a little eagle. Again, you have another dragon. Just a lot going on. That's what I like about a lot of mocks. Just they have a lot going on, a lot's happening. So yeah, and then over here you had some other more miscellaneous type builds, some space stuff over here. But yeah, around this time, I went between 11 and 2, like I said earlier, and it got really busy around 2. Well, that's probably around its peak. Um, so yeah, I was just kind of walking around, making sure I looked at all the mocks to show you guys, because I wanted to provide you guys um, I guess, overview of Brickfair, Virginia. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys one more clip. Here's one more video about to play that shows everybody at Brickfair. This is the last clip I got of everybody there. It's right before I left around 2 o'clock. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Our haul coming soon of everything I got at Brick Fair. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Love Brick Fair. Definitely going to go back. A lot of nice, good moments meeting Ryan and having that kid subscribe to me. So yeah, see y'all later.